Now, with these problems, Kelly, round these two numbers to the nearest 10.
97.
Okay? We're stopping there. We're moving on to the next problem. Lauren, round these two.
The 8 and 2.
No, round the whole, round this to the nearest 100 and round this to the nearest 100. Because in our lessons, we're learning that you're rounding to the greatest place. In other words, the number that's to the far left. Okay? So if you were to round these, what would they round to?
300 and 200.
Okay? 300, 200. We're going to stop there. We'll come back to you. Zach, round these two to the greatest place. Now, this one's going to be a 4, and this is going to be over here.
150.
Zach, since we got you, what is the basic math problem in there? No, the basic problem. What numbers do you see that you need to multiply? 1 times 5. And that equals 5. How many zeros are there? 3. The basic one is 1 times the 5. You got 3 zeros. Is that hard? Lauren, back to you again. What's the basic math problem? 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. How many zeros are there? 3, 4. Right? Who did this one? Kelly. What's the basic problem?
9 times 2.
Which is
18.
18. How many zeros?
2.
2. Okay? This is what you gotta do.
Oh.
That's it. You're rounding to the greatest place, which this is to the tens, this is to the hundreds, this is to the 10, and this is to the 100. You're not looking at making sure that, well, I did this one to the 10, so I need to do that. No. You round it to the greatest place of the number. Okay? Once you round it, then you had the 92, 9 and the 2. You had the 3 and the 2, the 5 and the 1. Those are the basic problems. That's the facts. The basic facts. You're not having to multiply 100 times 50. If you multiply the 1 times the 5, Zach, and you get 5, then you sit and go, well, it's 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros. Here, 3 times 2 is 6. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and you put the 4 zeros on. Here, rounded it to 90 into 20. 9 times 2 is 18. I got 2 zeros, and that's it. Okay? That's it. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that help? Okay? The next part that they had was adding clusters. Okay? And with the clusters, they all what? They all round to 60? 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60. How many 60s do I have? 4? The basic problem, 6 times 4, which is what? How many zeros? 1. Okay? You're finding out what all of these numbers are going to round to, and they set it up to where they're all round to a common 1. Okay? Once you find out what it is, then you go through and do it. Now, they had one in there that they were trying to see if you were paying attention. Now, this is where we had that one problem, one lesson that was last chapter, where you had to read and understand. This is the part that you gotta look at. If you read this and you look at it, what does it have in there that's different? What is it that's in there that's different? There's a minus sign at the end. Okay? You gotta understand this. Okay? What do they all round to? Kelly?
700.
What?
700.
700. So I'm just gonna put 700 plus 700 plus 700 plus 700 minus 700. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. How many are you adding? Remember.
3.
Wait. Multiplication is repeated addition. Add this, 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 and this. So I'm adding 4 of them, right? And then I can multiply 4 of them, and I get 28. And I got 2 zeros, so it's 2,800. Then I can subtract the 700. That's one way of doing it. Another way is sort of like what Jackson is saying, where if I take 700 from 700, these two would cancel each other out, and they'd be 0, right? Then I'd still have 1, 2, 3 of them. 3 times 700, 2,100. 3 times 7 is 21. I got 2 zeros, 2,100. Okay? But the part that they're having you do is you gotta read and understand. The one that you missed, Jackson, you were so close on it. They had something like this, but there was a times 2 on the outside. You found out what the cluster was inside, but you didn't do the times 2 on the outside. So multiply that answer by 2. Remember, whatever is in your parentheses, you do first. Then you do whatever is on the outside. Okay? Today you're going to do the book work, the workbook pages that go with this. and there are 2 iExcels that go with it. So today, what you're going to do is page 35 and 36, okay, that go with this. Then you have 2 iExcels to do, and then you've got 20 minutes of MobiMax. Okay, the MobiMax is making you better. Okay, it's picking up on things that you're not going to cover in here. Okay, so Jackson, turn it off.